That's better. Alright, we can do this. There we go. That's better. Good morning. It is Monday. Of course it is. It's Monday, July 6th, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan, and we're here this morning to practice Wudang Taiji. We're also going to do a little bit of work on Tai Chi fundamentals, and we're also going to talk a little bit about Tai Chi philosophy. And I'm going to do that in the context of what we're doing in the practice and how we're practicing. Give you an example. I've talked a lot about the idea of yin and yang, full and empty, open and close, right? This is an underlying philosophy that says when you reach the fullness of being full, you start to empty, and when you're fully empty, you begin to fill. It's the yin-yang symbol, right? It's my logo forever. It's here on the shirt. Okay, so this concept is fundamental to our practice in how we move through each movement. As my weight transfers over to my right side, my left side becomes empty. So I can lift my leg, let my foot go. It doesn't have to be on the ground, right? So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to adjust the camera. I'm going to grab my coffee. We'll do a little warm up. And then I'm going to start again with one of the sets from our Wudang Taiji, cloud hands. And I've gone over this a bit, and it's worth going over a whole lot more. So let me adjust the camera here. It's Monday. Come on, it's Monday. And I've got a couple other things that I'm working on that I'm really happy about. So, I've been busy already this morning, and thank you for being here with me. I appreciate that. As we get started, I want to ask that today, for this class, right? It's not a forever, has to be this way, every time you practice kind of thing. But for this class, what I want you to focus on is center. This line right here goes straight down the center of the body. Okay? And that you're centered through your hip, right? So that at this point, I'm not too much here, and I'm not too much here. When I should be centered, that I actually am centered. Right? So we're going to focus on the center line and being centered. With cloud hands, we have several fundamental things going on for Wudang Taiji and for all of our Tai Chi systems. Everybody has some version, some variation. I'm seeing something that I don't want to see. Hang on just a second. Well, not quite. Oh, it's Monday. Welcome to Monday. Monday is a great day. Monday is a great day. I like Mondays. That's a little bit better. Alright, I was trying to get rid of the shadow because it's distracting, right? And when I'm asking you to focus on something in detail, having extra shadows is distracting. It's not a good thing. I got more light bulbs coming. Anyway, all right, let's do basic stretches. All right, hand circle to the front. Open. And I was talking about that center. Pay attention to that center. Follow the center line. And stretch out. Pull up, bend the knees, open the hip. Roll up through the back. Stretch up again. Reach out, keep the shoulders down. Let the neck relax. Roll up through the spine. One more time. And fingertips reach up, elbows drop down, wrists drop down, hands down along that center line, and open. All right. I have mentioned this previously, that this one exercise has so many things going on with it. That I'm going to spend just a little tiny bit on this, because we're going to apply some of this to what we're going to do with the cloud hands exercise, right? So as we're going over, right, and I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little bit better. My hand position is here. Okay, and part of the reason for this, there's several things going on with that as well. Part of the reason for my hand position being where it is I stretch up and I reach out. Where are my hands? What are my hands? There's my hands. Right. My hands aren't stuck there, they're moving. But they keep the same shape. And they keep the same relationship to each other. All right? Think about that. We have the Laogong here, the center in the palm of the hand. This is from traditional Chinese medicine, right? Laogong, center in the palm. And it's connected to the other palm. And in fact, what we're looking for here is a circle. So your arm's not back here, it's here. Your shoulder stays down. So if you look at the line that comes up to the inside, it should be rounded. Okay, that's more square. No, that's more rounded. That's more straight. No, more rounded. It's a different use of the muscles, and you should feel it through the entire arm. Stretch. The arms reach out. Should way from the center of the back, the center of the spine, all the way out through the shoulder, through the upper arm, elbow, forearm, and through the fingertips, circle. As you go over, right, we now also want to pay attention to what my head's doing, right? So I'm here and I'm following this space. If I had a camera that was sitting on the other side of my hands and following what I'm doing, it would follow in that way. So I'm here, and so I'm looking through my hands to follow them as they go down. And again, this is moving. There's no stopping. As I reach out, I'm still following, I'm still looking where my hands are. At this point, at the very lowest point, relax the head. Let the head drop down as well. It's the completion of that circle. So as you go down, everything's going, everything's moving to the point that you get as low as you can, and then begin to come up, right? So I'm here, circle, circle, up. This is as far up as I can go. I can't go any further up. Right? As I stretch out, I might get to here and not be able to go any lower. I have had that situation for myself. Injuries, different things have happened. Hello, cat. She sees me do the stretches. She likes to be petted while I'm down there. All right, so whatever this might be, and even here, okay? The key is to think about this as a big circle. And it needs to be a big circle. It's not a little circle, it's a big circle. Difference between a big circle and a little circle. As I stretch out, now I'm going to relax my head and let it complete the circle. This concept is the same kind of concept that we want to apply with cloud hands. This idea of completing the circle and allowing, right, the whole body to move with it. Okay? So, for cloud hands, well, there are very different variations. I'm going to show this one to the front, and then we'll practice to the rear. I'll turn around so you can follow me, because going left and right is really tough when I'm facing you. Alright, so we have here Pangji Lu An. In the text it's usually written Pang Lu Ji An. Ward off, pull down, press, push. The 4 directions in Tai Chi. Alright, so as we do just this one exercise, we're incorporating the cat. We are incorporating the cat, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. As we're doing this one exercise, we're incorporating the concept of, we're incorporating all 4 of these fundamental exercises. We're also including this concept of full and empty. And also want to pay, is this center line, focused on that. As we turn, paying attention to where the movement is at its fullest. I was just talking about this is as far up as I can go. I can't go up any further. Not without, I could stand on something and go up further. But this is as far up as I'm going to go. So now I have to do something else. In the case of the stretch, I'm here. In the case of cloud hands, right, as far as I can go, I'm here. Alright, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go real slow. I'm really going to go slow. So even if you haven't worked with this exercise previously, you should be able to follow the fundamentals of what I'm doing. And I'm going to stop, I'll explain a little bit more, and then we'll do a little bit more practice, okay? Alright, so for this exercise, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, right? And you want to make sure that we're able to, you can bend the knees comfortably, right? Your toes should be out just a little bit, shouldn't be all the way to the side, and I'm not looking for a full 45 here, maybe 35-ish. On both, okay? Bend the knees, keep the knees over the toes, open through the inside of the leg so that you're solid. Yeah. Turn to left, right hand comes up, about to your left shoulder, a little bit higher, no higher than your nose, give or take. All right, and the right hand, left hand is down. And we're going to turn and transfer the weight over to the right side. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. And we turn to the left side. And do it again. Sink. Right hand comes up. Push through the right leg. Turn. Come through center. Sink. Left hand comes up. Turn. And one more time. Right hand up, left hand down. Turn. Left hand down, right hand down, both hands center. Straighten the legs. Alright, now, several things that we need to pay attention to with this and that I want to call out. Talked about this concept of center, of fullness and emptiness. When you reach the point of fullness, you have to empty. When you reach the point of empty, you have to fill. And this concept of center. I'm going to show you something, what we just did. Right? Right hand to the left shoulder. I'm going to go slow. Right hand to the left shoulder. Sink. Turn. Left hand starts up, right hand starts down. Right? It's here. And turn. Not turning. Where are my hands? center. I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to turn. I'm going to show only the hands. All right? Might have to move my legs a little bit, but my focus is not going to be here on the turn. It's, what are my hands doing? Just the hands. Yeah, I practice turning a lot, so it's hard to not do it. Center. Okay. Then I'm going to talk about this, and Kat wants to go out. She gets to go out after I teach, after class. So, all right, I'm going to talk about this a little bit closer, because I'm talking about the hands. When I talk about feet, I have to do something else. So, all right, here. I'm staying in this frame. This is where my hands stay. It looks really small, right? This looks really small. If I don't move it, if I don't do anything else, just looking at where the hands go along that center line, it looks like it's a really small movement. And yet, use feet now. I've now covered this much space. I can cover about the same with a little bit narrower stance. Right? The point is that with the rest of my body engaged, legs are engaged, feet are engaged, hips, everything's working, everything's moving together, right? Long continuous movement. What appears to be the movement is a combination, it appears to be one, it's a combination of putting all of the pieces that we have together. If my legs don't move, right? If my legs aren't moving, then it's hard for me to do this turn, right? I need a little bit of room and a little bit of, it's not really buoyancy, but it's the ability to go up and down. And it, again, I'm going to talk about, it's here is fine, here is fine, here is fine, right? There has to be some engagement in this circle. This circle is here. If your legs aren't engaged in doing that circle, then you have to engage them. Right? So, how much you bend, how wide your stance, not so much important as engaging so that as you're moving, you're actively using the leg And I'm calling out this muscle, not so much calling out my legs. What I'm actively using more is this here in the back, because that's supporting me. This holds. This is where the support is, back here. Alright, so as I've been here at this point, I'm really comfortable. This muscle in my leg is reasonably strong. I practiced a lot. So what you want, and I'm talking about this because that is what you want. Okay, and I'm gonna, I said I was gonna talk more in detail. Here I am. Alright, so with this particular posture, right? Notice that my butt is not out here. No. What that does, it throws my weight forward. It puts strain on my lower back. It puts strain here at the front of my abdomen, right? At the front of the hip. And it throws me off balance, which is even more important. I'm not centered. If I'm here, I'm not centered. Here, I'm centered, right? I didn't lean forward or back. I went straight down. That's here in the leg, right? So again, we're this staying centered, center line. My center line to my body, right, is here. And it should be three-dimensional. So if this is my center, and I slice and I take another plane and I make this another center, whichever way I turn, I should be able to stay centered. It's not stiff, it's not rigid, but it does require paying attention to your body placement and how you're using the legs, how you're using the posture, okay? So with the legs, knee circles around the toes. I beat up on this point multiple times. Your knee doesn't go ever out to the outside of your foot like that. Don't do that. It will hurt your knee. Don't do that. Okay? When your knee goes to the outside, it just grazes the outside of your foot. Right? Just a little bit around the outside of your foot. Right? Same thing over here. On the inside, same thing. Don't do this. Hurt your knee. Don't do it. It's here. And I mentioned this as we were practicing. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. So, know this, right? And know this. This is, my knee's going out over my foot. Now, over to the outside of my foot. This is bad. If I have to go in this direction, I need to turn my foot. Right? So, know this. The inside of the leg pushes out. Okay? So, inside your leg, grab the muscle as if you have to push something out. You're trying to open the leg and there's something that's resisting over here. And that's the other side, because you are resisting. This pushes in, this pushes out. Okay? So what you're setting up is a very strong stance. Pushing out from the inside helps to open the leg, open the muscles in the inner thigh, and give you the ability to open the leg more and be able to use it, be able to use that opening in the hip more effectively. Pushing in from the outside creates that resistance that we want, that fundamentally develops the stance. Out from the inside, in from the outside. Muscles on the inside of the leg push to the outside, muscles on the outside push to the inside. Everything pushes down and it wraps. Think about this yin-yang thing, right? My leg is round, yeah? Leg is round, it's not two-dimensional. So if I'm going to push here from the outside, I'm going to get to a point where it's not outside anymore, now it's inside. And I should be pushing out. The inside pushes out, outside pushes in. This concept, when you start to apply it to all sorts of opportunities that we have in our forms, it's pretty impressive. And it's one of those fundamental things that isn't exclusive. This is a fundamental principle. The particulars for how we do this movement, there's some particulars that we want to pay attention to in Wudang Taiji that we're not going to have in Yang style or Chen style or Wu style or Guangping Yang style, any of the major systems. It's going to be a little bit different. But these fundamentals, this idea of as you're standing, leg goes around the toes, inside pushes out, outside pushes in, body stays straight, hips are open, back stays straight, everything moves all together, all at the same time. These concepts are common to every Tai Chi system. Let's practice again. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Bend to the knees. Just roll back and forth, forward and back. Make sure you know where your toes are. Make sure you know where your knees are. Make sure that as you roll forward, your knee goes straight over your toes. So if these are my toes, this is my big toe. All right, I'm going to do it this way. This is my big toe. This is my second toe. Right here, that's where your knee goes. Right in this space. Big toe, second toe. Knee goes right over that space. All right, and turn to the left. Right hand up. Turn. Keep turning. And keep turning. All right, I'm a little tiny bit faster, not too much. Two more. And this last one. Left hand down, right hand stays center. Both hands separate. Straighten legs. Alright, as we go through this exercise, I keep finding things that I feel like I should talk about, need to put some reminders about. One of them is the idea that as this hand, whichever hand it is coming down, there should be some resistance there. And I'm going to do a little bit more than might need should be, right? Just not, it shouldn't be stiff, but ward off, pull down, right? Ward off, press, pull down. This idea of pull, you need to have the idea of pull in your move. And you'll notice that as I turn through, I'm going to exaggerate this a little bit. At this point, sink here. And turn this way, sink here. As my right hand comes around, elbow with a knee, hand with a foot, shoulder with a hip. Up just a little bit and push through the left leg. Just a little. A lot of push through the left leg. Up just a little. We don't want this. Right? No. Different exercise. The Albafa has this. It's not what we're doing today. Okay? Alright, so circle. Down. Up just a little. And down again. Pull down. If I want to come up, where do I have to go? Down. Right? That yin and yang, one's finished, the next one starts. If my goal, if in the movement, this comes up a little bit, where do I have to be to start it? Down. Down, up, and down. Down, and I'm down already here, right? As I'm finishing here, this is already started, and I'm down, up a little. Again, I'm already here. This circle should not be, it shouldn't be too big and it shouldn't be too small. It's my Goldilocks rule kind of thing. It should be just right. What is just right? It should frame the body. It should not overextend. And it should be fully extended. So as my arm comes around, right? I'm doing this. I don't want to do this, right? I'm reaching, I'm extending out, but no. Fully extended in this move means that this is open and round. That this round thing that I talked about. Here, now we have another place to apply it, right? It's round. It's round. Right? And in Wudang Taiji, we have a little bit more of an oval to stay within the body frame and to work with the entire body frame. All right? For the most part, my hands stay here. I'm reasonably well covered. Let's do this again. Center. Keep the frame. Extend, right? Within the movement, this is open to this shape, right? Work on that. Stay centered. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. The right side, right hand up, left hand down, left side turn. Sink, turn, sink, turn, circle around the foot, hands with feet, elbows with the knees, shoulders with the hips. Open circle, open the body, extend, don't overreach, stay centered. 2 more. Left hand down, right hand stays down, both hands separate. As you practice, right? I can't tell you how many hours watching some shows, watching videos, listening to audiobooks, listening to radio. Doing this. Working on my leg strength. In my younger days, I was a little bit closer to the floor. Alright? Me and the floor got along a whole lot better. I'll put it that way. I have some ambition, I guess, to be able to do that again. So you kind of see where I'm at right now. I've been working on it a little bit. Need to pay attention to making sure that I do proper stretches, that I keep things open, and that I keep good, correct body alignment, right? So whether I'm here, whether I'm here, whether I'm here, my back didn't move. Okay? It's really hard for me to cheat on that in this room because I've got lines back here. Alright? So it's really hard for me to cheat on that, I'll tell you. Alright, pay attention to good body alignment, being centered. Where's the center line? Whether it's here, whether it's here, right? Where's the center? As you practice, find for yourself what is the fullest you can do. What's the most? As I turn here, where's this go? What happens for me? All right, and there's more to this than I've talked about this morning, so trust me on that. All right, but practically, where does this go for me? Where does my hand need to be in order for both hands to fundamentally remain along that center line as you're moving both the hands and your body? Center. Looking through here. Center. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here today. I will be back tomorrow with more of Wudang Taiji, and we'll probably continue to cover at least part of cloud hands, what we did this morning, for the rest of the week. Work on a little bit more detail, want to pay a little bit more attention to the footwork and placement, as well as to what else is going on while we're moving. Thank you.